So occasionally in my videos, both past ones and probably future ones, you'll hear me refer to myself as Pricey. But my name's Dan Fadil. So where do I get Pricey from? Put simply, when I got married 5.5 years ago, I took the unconventional decision to change my surname instead of have my wife change her surname. Now, if you're about to get married yourself, you may be thinking about the whole changing your surname thing. And you might be thinking, well, I don't really want to change my family name, but I want to have the same name as my husband. That, you know, hopefully this will help with that. But you might be thinking, I don't necessarily identify with the family that I came from. And again, I'm hoping that today my reasoning will help you reach a decision. Okay, so basically I'm going to set out 4 reasons. I have 4 reasons why I changed my surname when I got married. The first reason, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I come from a Romany background. It's actually a Welsh Romany background, and you will find in South Wales there is a family called the Price family who are Welsh Romanys. But as you know from just looking at me, I don't particularly emanate Romany-ness. I'm not the most gypsy kid in my family. I'm just not. I never was. I was always more into reading and learning about something to do with birds or playing video games than I ever was into, say, fighting or horses or any of that other stuff. I just didn't fit in as your typical gypsy kid. So the surname Price to me felt more ironic than anything else. It felt more like a reminder of who I wasn't in terms of my character than who I was. Not that I feel completely alien to the surname Price. These are my siblings, these are my parents, these are people who I do feel close to, but I don't feel like I identify the same as. I was always sort of part of the grouping, but as a black sheep of the tribe, you could say. The second reason why I changed my surname is probably quite a low down reason, really, and it is just because it made sense logistically to do so. I'm technically a step-parent. I don't feel like a step-parent. I've been in my daughter's life since before she was 1, but technically I'm a step-parent, and for a whole host of reasons it was easier for me to change my surname than it was for my wife and daughter to have their surnames changed. So it's a low down one on the list, but I did want us all to have the same family name, and I guess that made sense as well. The third reason why I changed my surname to Fadil from Price, Fadil is just prettier. It's a prettier surname. Price has some very hard consonants, Fadil has some very soft consonants. Price kind of feels a bit gritty, and especially when I consider the family that's attached to it, feels very gritty. Fadil reminds me of only my wife and my daughter, because I don't know any other Fadils, I guess. It feels very gentle, delicate, pretty, but also robust and full of character. So there is that. And it kind of sounds a bit like petal or something like that. It has some nice connotations for me. As one kid pointed out when I was training to be a teacher, he realised that my first name was Dan and my second name was Fadil, and he took out the N from Dan, and we realised together that day that my name actually sounds a lot like daffodil, which is an ironic point to the whole Welsh thing again. I can't get away from it. Finally, the fourth reason why I changed my surname to my wife's surname and not the other way around. Having grown up with 7 sisters and a really strong, like in spirit, a strong stepmom who I treat like my real mum, basically is my mum. Having been surrounded by a lot of very capable women growing up, much more so than many of the men that I met, I tend to have the view that women are culturally and societally more capable than a lot of men I meet. It's not all women that are stronger and more capable. It's not all men that are less strong and capable. But overall, I guess you could say I grew up as a feminist. There's actually not everyone literally has all of the same qualities. The only thing that stops us from having them is kind of a nurture over nature argument in my mind. I just feel that women deserve more recognition historically. And this extends to many things and makes me question things like tradition. Makes me question things like why I could go out at a certain age but my sisters could not. Or, in this case, why a woman has to change her name to the man's family name and essentially lose her identity as part of her family she grew up in and change it to a family that she never had before. Why can it not go both ways? Why could you not maybe make up a whole new name for the pair of you? Or no one changes their names? There's a whole host of options you have regarding this. There's the double barrel thing, and I could go on. The point is, I didn't agree with the tradition, myself personally, of my wife having to give up her surname that she'd grown up with just because of the tradition alone. And all the other reasons made me really consider her surname much more so than I considered her changing her name to mine. So yeah, those are my 4 reasons. I probably rambled a lot, I understand, but I just want to really drive the point home. If you are about to get married yourself and you have questions about this at all between you and your husband or wife, if you do have any questions regarding it, I have an experience myself. I will tell you now that it doesn't feel that unusual. Changing my surname to Fadil set in pretty quickly and I didn't feel unusual or strange about it. It just felt quite normal. It felt empowering, in fact, because I could reinvent how I saw myself. Instead of being this weak, weedy little runty kid surrounded by big, tough, violent and survival instinct based gypsies who have, my family have a lot of instincts, gift of the gab and things like that, and I just didn't have, and I had different qualities to them. So instead of having that, my identity changed to one where I could reinvent myself as an intellectual. I could reinvent myself as someone from a much more cultured background rather than a gammon one, I guess. I have a whole bunch of stuff I could say about this. The point is, if you have any questions, you're going through the same thing as well, I hope that this video helped you in some way, and if you're still not sure, please drop me any questions you have in the comments, and yeah, good luck with it.